What it is, YouTube, appreciate y'all tuning in. For today's video, we're gonna be talking about the easiest way to put on muscle. But before I get to the video topic, don't forget to like, helps the channel grow, comment. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also make sure to watch the whole video through so you don't miss out on any of these tips I'm about to give you about putting on muscle. Now, the first thing that you wanna do when putting on muscle is very important that you're doing this is you have to make sure that you're eating above your maintenance calories. Maintenance calories are the calories you need on a daily basis to maintain the current weight that you're at. Now, if you kind of confused, like my maintenance calories, I don't know that, man. Like, well, how I find that out? E-dabeast. I got you right now, man. The first thing that you want to do is go on Google, type in TDE calculator. You could do this on your phone, your computer, whatever you feel comfortable with. Type in TDE calculator, and then if you want to get real specific, maintenance calories. But if you put TDE, it should just pop up right after that. Once you get in, and it's just gonna ask for your age, height, weight, all that, and then you're going boom. It's just gonna have you're gonna get your maintenance calories right after that. Now, we solved that problem. Now that you know what your maintenance calories is after doing all that, you want to make sure that you're eating about 200 to 300 above your maintenance calories. You don't want to go too low with it. As low as 50, like you're really not going. Yeah, you're gonna make progress, but not like it's not gonna be significant. So you want to make sure you're at 200 and 300, and you don't want to be crazy high because that's not gonna be good for your body. Your body's not gonna be used to you eating like that. You're gonna feel like, because I've been there, because there've been days where I would eat a lot, and I'm like, damn, bro, you feel slow. It's just I wouldn't recommend it. Once you know what your maintenance calories is, I'll try to stay between the 200 to 300 range. And if you're eating like 500, you like, yeah, I gotta make these gains fast. Let's get it. Like, I feel you, but like, slow down. That's like more on the dirty bulk side. You want to build, you want to keep adding pounds over time. It's not no quick thing. You gotta keep giving it time. The simplest way that you're gonna keep track of everything in terms of your maintenance calories, make sure that you're staying on your P's and Q's, eating above it, is by using MyFitnessPal. It's a free app. You ain't gotta pay nothing for it. There's no sponsorship, by the way. You use MyFitnessPal to track all your calories. Just make a habit of it every time you're done eating. Just type it into MyFitnessPal, you know, all the meals that you eat. So you know it's gonna give you a maintenance calories. Once you put all that information in, it's gonna be the same thing as using the TDE calculator in terms of gonna have your maintenance calories, except it's a little enhanced, man. You see, once you use it, you see what I'm talking about. Just gonna make it easy as possible for yourself. So if you just putting it down, you could even scan stuff now, as opposed to, you know, trying to remember it. Like, okay, I ate this. Okay, 500, okay, my maintenance calories. Like, nah, who wants to do all that, man? Why are you trying to put, like, you should be thinking about other things. Like, why you want to, like, nah, you don't want to do all that. Or you could, if you old school and you want to write it down, you feel me, you could do that too. You know, that I'd rather you do that. At least the point is just make sure that you're tracking it so that you're on point. Because that's the only surefire way that's going to make sure that you are gaining muscle. Because you can say that you're eating a lot, but once you start tracking your stuff, you're going to be like, nah, man, I really ain't eating. You feel me? That's the thing a lot of skinny, I was a skinny dude too. I was like, I used to think I was eating a lot, but I really wasn't. I really wasn't trying to put on muscle. I was like, I got to eat, but no. You got to make sure you're tracking your stuff so you stay on your P's and Q's. And plus, it's going to save you the headache of, you know, just eating a lot. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't like, you know, eating too much. Like, I could eat, but like when I eat too much, it's just like, you know, if you know what I mean. The next thing that you have to do when trying to build muscle is very important that you're doing. It's just as important as point number one, and that is you have to be training with high intensity. It's very important that you're doing that because you're eating all that food to build that muscle. That food is that energy. So the food is just one component of it. Training with high intensity is what's gonna bring it together, and that's how you're gonna build that muscle. Because you need that energy from the food, and then that energy gets transformed during the workout. So if your workouts are not like that, you know, obviously if you're just starting out, like I always say, man, it's gonna be easy, everything gonna be intense, but you want to make sure that you're progressing, making sure that things get harder as you go. You know, keep that challenge up in your workouts. So you want to make sure you keep breaking down the muscles, and when you're eating that food, your muscles are gonna recover. That's gonna be part of the recovery process. Because if you just training hard but you're not eating, like, it's nah, you gotta have both, man. You gotta have both, because if you like, where's the energy going? Like, you just training high intensity and you're not doing the food part, you're actually gonna end up in a caloric deficit, and that's the last thing that you want to do when you're trying to build muscle. If you're a skinny dude, now if you're a big dude, it's a different story. You want to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit, but it's very important that you're following point number two, training intensely. Because at the same time, you're not trying to lose all your muscles. So when you're losing that weight, you want to make sure you're still hitting the weights hard, so you're able to maintain that muscle. So when you lean down, that's when you're gonna get cut. Like, you feel me? Because that's from the training. So if you're not training, you just eating, Like, so it works both ways. So it depends. You just can't have one side or the other. I just gave example of the two sides. I should have mentioned that point in the first point. If you're a big dude, you want to make sure you're in calorie deficit, but still training. So, but it is what it is, man. The last and most important thing that you want to do, man, is very important that you're doing this. Like, this is top notch, man. And that is, you have to give yourself time, man. It's not gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna build a muscle in a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, a few months. It's gonna take some time. You're gonna have to keep doing this over and over. Hitting that caloric surplus, eating above your maintenance calories, training with high intensity. You're gonna have to keep doing that. Get in the mindset of thinking long term. It's not gonna happen in just a few days, man. I know we all wanted to happen in a few days. I wanted it to happen in a few days, but it took me a while, man. I'm still trying to build muscle right now. Right now I'm cutting, but I'm still trying to build more muscle up. But you gotta understand is, you have to give yourself time. You gotta be realistic with yourself. This is where most people fail. They're not patient enough. They're not giving themselves enough time to build muscle. They expect to build muscle in an amount of weeks. Like, no, it don't work like that, man. You're gonna have to keep doing it over and over for a long period of time. A good time, I'll say, probably 3, 4, 5, 6 months. If you're really trying to see the transformation, like a real good transformation, 6 months. 6 months is a really good 6 months of being consistent with doing points number 1 and 2. Point number 1 is the cornerstone. So if you're not doing point number 1, depending on where you at, if you're a big dude making that deficit, and if you're a skinny dude, make sure that you're in a caloric surplus, and and then if you're doing number 2, training hard, man, you're gonna hit your goals. Trust me, you're gonna build that muscle up. But it's gonna take you being patient, because patience is key, man. It really is, man. Not with anything, man. You gotta stay patient. Keep putting in that grind, because it's gonna pay off eventually, man. This is why it's not for everybody, man. You also gotta factor in genetics too, because everybody's body is different. I might be able to build muscle faster than you, and you might be building muscle at a slower rate. You gotta understand. That's why it's very important that you have to give yourself time. If you're being unrealistic to it, or you comparing yourself to me or somebody else, like, nah. Focus on you, focus on your journey, focus on what you need to do each and every day, and just stay patient with it. Trust me, the results are gonna come. Only if you're being consistent and and you're doing what you need to do, man. No doubt about it, man. But that's the video for today. Don't forget to like, comment, check out more videos from this channel, turn the post notifications on for the next post, and I'm out.